When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just
got it.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor to the reverend and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all and more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
We'd like to welcome you back to BlackUSA.News. Doni Glover, publisher of both BeMoreNews.com and BlackUSA.News. Special thank you to Roderica Applewhite, our Director of Black Media at the White House. We have the opportunity today to speak with Shailen Bhatt. He's the Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administrator. Of course, we're going to be getting an update on what's happening with the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Earlier today, we were down at Camden Yards, spoke with U.S. Senator Ben Cardin. He assured us that he has the utmost faith in the Biden administration to not only pay for the bridge, but to assist Baltimore in the fallout, the extenuating circumstances. It's not just this affecting some 8,000 jobs directly related to the Port of Baltimore, but the ancillary jobs, the restaurants, the truckers, the gas stations, and the many people who are disaffected also by not having that bridge. So travel routes will be changed. I don't know if you've heard some of our previous broadcasts, but there are people directly related to me who travel that bridge on a daily basis. So now things have changed and people will have to find alternative ways, let alone when you talk about some of the hazardous materials that are not able to go through the tunnel. They will have to find alternative routes. So we're talking about the third largest truss bridge in the United States, one of the largest bridges in the United States, a bridge that when you think of the Port of Baltimore, you're thinking about coffee. You're thinking about gypsum, as former Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford pointed out. You're talking about cars, BMWs, Mini Coopers, so on and so forth. So the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore can use all of the support and assistance that it can get. Of course, the first major task is removing what's already there. And I'm sure that will take some time, and then rebuilding. And will they start from scratch? Will they come up with a whole new model? Certainly, those of us who are paying attention to technology and all that's been happening from AI to sonar, what have you, we'd like to see the most state-of-the-art bridge. Okay, I understand. We're going to have the administrator for a couple of minutes. But nonetheless, we just want to get an update from the Biden administration. And again, we'll be talking briefly with Shailen Bhatt. He's the Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administrator. Things are no doubt hectic, just like things at the White House are tight. Things catching up with Governor Wes Moore and Mayor Brandon Scott, also City Council President Nick Mosby, and U.S. Senator Ben Cardin. Today was pretty tricky in the midst of opening day at Camden Yards. So we appreciate your patience, and momentarily we'll be joined by the administrator. So again, earlier today, I don't know if you caught the 9 a.m. broadcast, but we talked with Julian Jones. He's the former Baltimore County Council chair, and now he's a regular councilman. He served as county chair for 3 terms. He said he thinks it's time for someone else to get an opportunity to lead. That's pretty noble. A lot of people don't do that. So this bridge touches, it should be noted, we only see a lot of Baltimore City officials on television, but the truth is this bridge touches 3 different jurisdictions: Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Anne Arundel County. So without further ado, we've just been joined by Shailen Bhatt, and he's the administrator for the Department of Transportation. How are you? How do I properly address you, Mr. Administrator?
You can call me Shailen, but I'm the Federal Highway Administrator.
Okay, Mr. Federal Highway Administrator, welcome to the show. I guess you've had the busiest week ever.
Look, I've been around a lot of these bridge and road and hurricanes and things, but this is up there in terms of busy weeks for sure.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen anything so devastating? I mean, minus 9/11, of course.
Yeah, I've had some conversations with people, and I think it's because of the video that exists that is just so indelible. It's just shocking to see a big iconic bridge, but in some ways being dwarfed by the size of the ship that comes up and clearly misses the channel where it's supposed to be. So I think that is what is making this such a national moment for people, is the fact that, in the world we live in today, everybody's able to see that video. And and our hearts just go out to the people whose lives were lost and their families, because that's really the number one part of this tragedy.
It is. But as you well know, this tragedy impacts a whole lot of other people. I mean, there are 8,000 head of household jobs that are immediately impacted. Any thoughts on how we can, what the federal government's role in that is?
Yeah, I think, look, that has been very top of mind for all of the members. There's a bunch of us who are on a twice a day calls with coordinated by the White House. So there's, the Army Corps, there's Coast Guard, DOT, Federal Highways, and others. But also as part of that is the Department of Labor, because President Biden, Secretary Buttigieg, they're all very focused on the fact that in addition to lives lost, there are thousands of people whose jobs are impacted by this. I know the Maryland state legislature is looking at some potential options. So, I think that from the Biden administration perspective, we want people to know that we're very focused on recovery, getting the port back open as quickly as possible, but mitigating the human impacts here as well.
Good deal. Any final thoughts before you go? I know they're snagging you. There's so many questions we have for you.
Yeah, I just think that we want people to know that we're going to get that port open as quickly as possible. We're going to get the bridge back open, and we'll get that infrastructure built stronger than it was before.
Good deal. Mr. Administrator, thank you for joining us. Special thank you to Roderica Applewhite and also to your assistant, Samantha Keith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So there you have it, folks, straight from the White House. It's going to take some time. We wanted to ask him even more, like how, where are we in the investigation, and their thoughts also on just how much the federal government, of course, President Biden said the U.S. would pay for the bridge, that the city won't have to worry about that. But then there are other angles on this. The company, the insurance, $1 billion. I'm not sure how much the bridge will cost, 200 million, $1 billion. But certainly the impact. I understand that there's $15 million being lost per day. I thought initially the number was $1 million. So many things go through this port: gypsum, coal, sugar, of course, Domino's sugars down there, coffee. Clearly, we're looking at what challenges will happen as it relates to gasoline. No hazardous materials can go through the tunnel, so not having the port to be able to go through, it'll be some additional time. So we're praying and we're working. Thank you for watching BlackUSA.News. Doni Glover, publisher of BeMoreNews.com and BlackUSA.News, which came about December 2020. This was our pandemic pivot. Got that one backwards. And the goal, of course, is to better deliver you news and information. Thank you to all of our supporters, including Michael Haney, Mr. Rodney Griffin, and Dr. Tyrone Taborn of STEM City, USA. We will be having a Black Wall Street tomorrow at Howard University. And I'm pleased to announce, thank you again to Roderica Applewhite. We will be broadcasting live on May 31st from the White House. We will be interviewing Ron Busby. He's the CEO of the U.S. Black Chambers. May 31st, for those who may not know, is the 103rd commemoration of the destruction of Tulsa's Black Wall Street. My name is Doni Glover reporting. Good afternoon, world.